Guys, welcome to another heater of an any percent speed run. This is another legendary world record cranked out by Laura herself, the first person to steal my any percent record back after 2 years. If you guys have been following recently, Laura took my record, then it was Ash, who we recently reacted to their run, and then Laura took it back, lowering Ash's record by 2 seconds. Let's see what she did differently here and see how her mindset compares to Ash's, and let's just see what happens. I know for a fact the end game is much different than Ash's, so let's have a look at it.
And thus begins another day of funny attempts.
And so you can see we have a lot more commentary on this particular run. Just right off the bat, we get a nice look into
What does that even mean?
we get a nice look into Laura's mind frame right at the start. She seems to be in a great place. I would say mentally right now. She's a very chill. Actually, similarly to Ash, even though Laura's a bit more vocal than Ash, I would say they're in a pretty similar mindset of like, all right, let's get into another attempt, you know, not too overjoyed, not too high energy, not too low energy, somewhere in that middle way, like controlled place.
Say that, and then I end up resetting all the time, like, oh, I just want to pace.
Yeah, but sorry for talking over her. I know she can be a little loud here on this particular recording.
Try to be positive this stream.
I'll turn her down a little bit for you guys, actually. If it lets me.
It's Monday night. People are getting off work. People want to be chilling right now.
There we go. That should be good. Anyways, let's see how she does here.
If you go for boneless or pace, you'll donate $10,000.
Yeah, people are donating $10,000. I gotta say, like, as a streamer, Laura has really, like, come into her own in, like, a really big way, I think, over the last few months. You guys can't see, but underneath the stream, she's at, like, basically 600 subs. She's basically grinding all the time. She's submitting stuff to ESA. Last time I talked to her at the last winter ESA, it's like, she was just barely going full-time, like, so it's cool to see her succeeding.
Look, guys.
But if she gets too popular, you know, I'm about to send an assassin after her ass. All right? I can't have, there's not enough room in this town for the two of us, Laura. All right? Look, you can have the any percent record, but you can't take my subs, all right? Laura specifically requested that I do not post this video before she posts her commentary because she's scared that I'm going to take her views. And you know what? I fucking will, all right?
As long as y'all keep subbing and
I can try. By the way, she's here in the chat, so hi, Laura. She's quaking, yep. Look, and so look, I'm just gonna be honest, the Artisans in any percent, it's gonna be like pretty much the same across all runners. You might see a couple extra blues, especially in Stonehill there, but especially for runners that take more risky routes like Laura, and Laura has actually pioneered a lot of the gem routing in this category over the last year or so. And a lot of that does boil down to grabbing a few more gems in the early game so that you can skip more later. That's essentially the TLDR of it. Obviously, there's more nuance to it, but if you want me to explain, ooh, she missed a blue there. But if you want me to explain the nitty-gritty nuance of the routing difference between her run and mine, keep in mind that my run was like I almost said 5 years ago. Thank you for the 5 gifts, Philippe. Appreciate it. My run was like 2 years ago, so I'm not gonna get too like into the, like I said, like the nitty-gritty of like her routing, but
not ironic, haha, gamer kind of way. I mean, like literally, I look like a fucking dweeb.
She says she looks like a fucking dweeb.
But you know what? I like
yeah, so she has missed like maybe about 10 gems. She actually could have gone out of her way for like another bowl here.
Thank you for the
I said I wasn't gonna get nitty-gritty, and here I am. Here comes the wall glide right here. Let's see if she does the triangle drop glide cancel. The Saboom. No, just the raw triangle drop. But she tried to make it look cool by jump charging out of it, which I respect. But she does do, unlike Ash, she does do the Chris LBC roll there to go through the collision. That is a little faster than fully jumping over the mountain.
Back up to 600, would you believe
yeah, she just hit 600 subs. You'll love to see that.
Goddamn hero.
I love her sub notification of fucking like Gus dying. Spoilers.
First time chat as well, like drops 2 gifts before.
I've been watching nothing but Breaking Brad
what a move.
shorts on YouTube. So like I've been addicted to all the Gus, like, you know, Gus, how can I help you today, sir? I'd like to talk to the manager. Oh well, actually I am the manager. You know, this chicken is so amazing. Okay, I'll shut up now. We love Breaking Brad.
Shut the fuck up, Laura. Play the game.
Yeah, she's got her whole like streamer thing going on. She's like all. She's all. She got her spiel. You know, someone's a streamer when they have their spiel. You know, good movement there, by the way. I love the jump charging. She did miss the blue again from the. From the cannon. So I think if I were to venture to guess, I think she's probably around like 15 gems under gemmed right now. That's my guess.
That exciting. I'm sorry if you're lurking, Eb, but it's the honest truth.
What's the honest truth? Hold on, I want to see what she said about him. She was talking shit about Eb.
Exciting. It's not that bad of a game, it's just...
Oh, you're talking about like Hero's Tale and shit. Yeah, Hero's Tale fucking sucks, dude. I can't believe you're being nice to Eb about this. I will say Eb is like a fucking legend of Hero's Tale. Because they're like the only person that makes like custom content for that game.
That would be very bad.
Like fucking like reskins and like they're working on like audio modding to like add in different music and vocal tracks and stuff. So that's just something that like no one would ever do if Eb didn't do it, you know. So that's pretty cool. If you grew up with Spyro or Hero's Tale, look up Eb Brinch, E-B-B-E, Brinch.
Yo, Hades, thank you for the good luck. I'm gonna need it.
Laura got world record. Yes, if you're just tuning in with us here on my Twitch stream, which if you're watching on YouTube, click on the Twitch stream down below. What are you doing?
Wow, that did not deserve to make it.
She just hit a tough glide right there, by the way, which she and Ash, it's like, it's child's play for them. I used to really stress that glide a lot, but they really have it down to a science, which is nice to see. Yes, this record beat Ash's record by, I believe, about a second.
Yeah, not the best gem count.
So Laura taking note of her gem count out of these levels. This is a big thing about like awareness in any percent. By the way, Chugger's in the chat. Cheers.
Just do any percent.
This is a big thing about like awareness in this category.
Yeah, End of the Dragon. Yeah, less than 3 minutes.
They're still talking about ETD. They're still talking about the shit ass PS2 games. I mean the great PS2 games, as I'm sure many of you on YouTube remember and grew up with. Hey, you want to see a playthrough of those games? I have them on my channel. Make sure you're subbed if you're not. What the hell? But yeah, what was I saying? She's 13 behind, but she's going for Mama Proxy right here. Of course, the classic. This is beautiful. You pretty much can't get a world record anymore in this category without hitting this trick. But I did. The biggest time loss I had in my world record at the time was in my 37 was missing that trick for like 15 seconds and a bunch of gems lost. So that's my claim to fame. Claim to flame, as we say in Spyro.
The capitalization on your username.
So yeah, since she gets this route, she is going to be bringing back some gems, but we'll see what she does for other gem recoveries later. We'll try to keep an eye on that. Again, she does some pretty, from what I understand, her gem routing is tighter than most, especially considering that there is no bike caves on this run, I would assume. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm assuming there's no bike caves, which is the more difficult high caves route, which saves, which gets extra gems. Very, ooh, she didn't like that. That almost homed in. Oh, and the gold! No, wait, did the gold home in? I feel like that gold didn't home in. Hold on, I gotta watch that again. Did it? I feel like it didn't.
I need that.
Yeah, she knows. She's like, okay, at this point, she does have to start turning around for blues and stuff. Yeah, and as Laura knows this, but I'll explain this for the viewers, is Sparks can go for a gem. Yeah, she's not happy about the gem count. Is that Sparks can go for a gem. He can even make that no, he can make that noise like he's going for a gem, and you can still exit its range while Sparks is going for it. So even though Sparks sees a gem, that doesn't mean he's going to necessarily like be homing it in.
Okay.
But it was kind of hard to tell there. Regardless, she is under-gemmed, and she's going to have to make some recoveries on that. But yeah, so, you know, Laura and Ash have been getting some pretty big world records in the last week or two. But I just want to make it clear that, like, it is entirely possible for this category to go any direction right now. It could very well be another like multi-month drought before the next record in this category, especially with the times getting better. So, you know, I know people, I know Laura and Ash are in it for the long haul like that, but I believe both of their goals is the mid 37, which I believe to be like a realistic human limit for this category. It can go further, obviously, you know. Tough glide right there, by the way, barely hitting it. You could tell she was like barely hitting that glide. Very nice. But yeah, you know, Laura and Ash, I think it's safe to say that they're both hungry for an even for 37 3x, or like around 10 seconds faster than this run.
I still need to make like.
And you know, just reflecting on Ash's PB before, those are extra gems, I believe, or maybe they're not. I don't know. Maybe they're not.
That would be cool.
But what was I gonna? I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, I mean, I just want to like make it clear that just because they're getting a lot of records now doesn't mean that the trend is gonna necessarily continue. It may. They may get a fucking 37 3x tomorrow. This category, you know, if you're playing well, you're getting good runs, you could get a fucking world record like that, or it can take months. And now that Laura and Ash are pushing the human limit, it could go anyway for sure. Like. But I'm confident in both of them that they're gonna like stick it out for as long as it takes. They have stuck it out for quite a long time just to get this far. They both went on multi-month droughts on 37s before crushing my PB. So just like as context of how difficult it is to really tie a run like this together, especially at the end. She goes to the left of that crystal there, which I've never seen that. Spinning Spyros in the chat. Spinning doggies in the chat, of course.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, she's got a gorgeous highlight in her hair up there.
Still kind of under-gemmed though.
Gotta like the highlight. Looking like Sandwich.
So I gotta grab some extras in.
Yeah, she's talking about how she gotta get more gems over here.
I gotta grab some extras in Ice Cavern.
Should I get a highlight like that? I think I'd look pretty ballin' with a high. The thing is that my hair's like too frizzy. It'll be like all over the place. It won't be like one strip of like, you know, whatever.
Gems in peace in Magic Crafters.
Unless I just kept like my hair just like wet like the whole time.
I could do that. I could just
Oh,
miss
you
any
get a
gems.
cute smile. You're all happy and shit. You love to see a speedrunner like happy. I'll tell you guys, man, I've been seriously depressed the last few days with my runs being so close to world record. If you guys saw my last video, I nearly got world record, which seriously altered my expectations in a bad way. That I got really depressed when I wasn't getting world record paces the last couple days. But today is a lot better. Today, you know, I changed my attitude, and man, it's crazy what going into, you know, a day of runs or a day of whatever grind it is for you, going into it with low expectations, you know, and focusing on having a good attitude. It's crazy how much that affects things. Very true for speedrunning. Speedrunners don't think about those things a lot either. Like, it's kind of fucked up. We just like kind of throw ourselves at the game and like just expect the world and are pissed when it isn't perfect, you know. So I'm glad that that Laura and runners like myself try to make a point about that. By the way, there's a strawberry lemonade with cranberry juice. Interesting glide right there. Let me see that real quick. Oh, I don't know why I thought that was weird. I thought that she was like going for like a wall glide on the on the 90-degree wall or something. I was like, what the hell? I think she was just trying to optimize the line there. Good magic stairs. Doing it like that? Interesting. Huh. I never thought to grab that box first. Maybe that could be better for 120. I don't know. This is like that was one of those cool moments where it's like, hey, maybe I can steal that. Grabbing the box first before killing the guy. That's pretty cool.
Very nice.
There is definitely a lot of cooldown on the when you charge into that guy anyways, so.
Let's do this.
Nice, beautiful jumps there. Fun fact, those jumps up the slope right there, it was like the meme for the longest time. Laura would like critique my jumps, because in every category you got to jump up there by mashing square and X, like pop, 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 pop. You could even hear the clicking on her VOD of like click, 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 click. And it's like a very specific rhythm to get it just right. You don't want to do it too fast or too slow. But it is a pretty quick like movement thing. He kind of like jitters up the slope correctly. But yeah, she would always, Laura, for the like, I remember when I was grinding 120 and shit, she'd always be like, okay, those were 7 out of 10, those were 6 out of 10 jumps, you know. She gave me a few 10 out of 10s a while back. Very cute. So I like to think that she's like, you know, she's like an expert on those jumps. Yeah, if I was having a bad day, you give me a 10, which is just so whack. That makes me feel worse. By the way, just for reference, oh, this person's doing bad. Let me just give them like fake, you know, congratulations. That'll make them feel better. They totally won't see through that. But thanks though, I appreciate the sentiment at least. Nice, that's such a nice jump right there. Wait, it's such a cleaner section than in 120%. That's one of those areas in 120%, getting up those stairs, that's just like so fucking awkward. But in any percent, it's just a lot smoother. Ooh, the fodder getting in the way, but still getting the guy in time. Running over these. Not going for any extra gems here, I'm noticing. She's just really going for raw speed. So despite being under gemmed, she's not really putting a whole lot of emphasis on grabbing extra reds. It's an interesting ballsy approach, I'll give her that. On a good run, I can understand an approach like this. Or like an over-gemmed run, I could understand this, but... I find her ballsiness interesting here. Doing this route, which is cool. I was the one that pioneered that route, by the way. But I always try to make a point of that because I don't pioneer shit in this game. Like, I just follow everyone's route, but that room doing right then left with the damage abuse. It's nice to see someone else do that. It's nice to see someone else do a route that you do, you know, that you came up with or whatever. I don't know if I came up with it, but... Oh, she's not well, it's not a big deal. That seemed like a big blunder, and yeah, and to be fair, she's like not happy about it. But really, it's just like an extra, like little, you turn like a little extra for the thief in Wizard Peak. You know, it's not like a big time also. It's like 1 or 2 seconds. It's not a big fucking deal. This game gives you fucking way too many eggs to make exiting magic crafters a challenge at all. This game is really weird with the balloonist requirements because it's like, it's pretty easy to get through artisans, peacekeepers, and magic crafters. And then in Beastmakers, that's where you'll just get hard stuck if you haven't completed most of the game. And same thing with dreamweavers. So it's like really weird. The game leads you to believe that you don't have to complete most of it, and then it's like, actually you do. But yeah, all that to say, ooh, going on the left side. Oh, I'm blown away that didn't work, actually.
Bullshit on that.
Yeah, she's like, that was bullshit. Yeah, that should have worked. That's why I don't go for that, by the way. It's just like, it's so bullshit. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The other annoying thing about that is you can't really predict where the tornado is going to be consistently. At least I can't. You're going for the charge jump here. I remember when we watched Ash's run, Ash went for a full hop there, and Laura was like talking shit. I mentioned that, and Laura was like, yeah, Ash, what about the fucking charge jump? But they both do like the kind of jumping off the center of the ramp, fade back, which is totally fine. Good movement there. I like the cleanup. Really good jump charging. A lot of people are scared to jump charge their you know, big gem cleanups. Pretty much. But really, a lot of times it's a lot more efficient than walking. It's just easy to, you know, you want to be on the ground as much as possible, right? So when you're playing safely, you tend not to do movement like that. So props to her for continuing to push. That's like one of those examples. She's like really pushing the movement.
Two eggs.
And I mentioned this on Ash's reaction as well. Getting into that Wizard Peak portal with a supercharge is not, it's really hard not to bonk on the top of that portal. In fact, she really took like a center line into that. I'm very surprised she did not bonk there. Good flame charging. Now, I gotta say, I'm watching this, and maybe it's just a different day today. She missed a blue. Oh. Maybe it's just a different day the way I'm looking at this run, but I gotta say the general level of play is
fade back jump would actually catch that.
to me it feels like she's pushing the movement harder than Ash did in their run. But I mean, who cares, right? Because the difference between their PBs, between the runs in question, is 1 fucking second. So just as like a note of like, you know, a run looking good versus a run being good. Those are 2 different things, you know. But yeah, this run looks good. Laura really had some awesome movement. I don't actually watch a lot of, to be completely like full disclosure, I don't watch a lot of Spiral 1 speedrunning streams anymore.
Brave.
So it's nice for me to do these reactions because it gives me a chance to catch up to where things are at. Similarly for you guys if you don't watch Laura's stream. I'll have her linked down below. But
Yep, 2x.
yeah, I mean, I've just seen so much of this game that it's like after playing for like 4 or 5 hours a day, I'm like, okay, get this shit away from me, right? But it is good for players like me to absorb like little tiny strats, like the thing in Ice Cavern, you know. That's the thief she had to recover there from the one she missed earlier. So that was like a second or two lost. Well, we'll say like 2 seconds. Very nice. Yeah, it was a pretty good peak overall, I gotta say.
Wow, barely lost any time there. But I did lose 9 gems.
Ash is incredibly consistent. I think that's the trade-off, you know, of like pushing. I mean, obviously that's the trade-off of pushing movement versus playing like solidly. Is like you exchange like some slight like frame time saves for consistency. That's what it is. And people used to always like compare like Chris and Saboom. I remember back in the day, because Chris, it was the same thing. Chris would be playing like really solidly, you know, controlled, still pushing the movement, obviously. You know, I'm not saying like Chris or Ash is slow. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying like the approach is different, and it's that's like one of those things you can see in the movement. And while an approach like, you know, Laura's, you know, where you're pushing the movement more, does, in a sense, like maybe it's more, you could say maybe it's more entertaining as a viewer or whatever. It's like what are we trying to do? Are we trying to like look good, or are we trying to be good? Those 2 different fucking things.
Tonight, but definitely another time for sure.
Like the fucking dive bombing here is another example of that. Like the harder she dive bombs in these flight levels, like sure she might save a frame or 2, but that's at the cost of a lot of risk of hitting like edges and things like that. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong or whatever, but me personally, I've always been more like Ash, where I'll lean, or like Chris, where I'll lean towards playing with some degree of not hesitancy, but just with
All right, does the run live?
you know, pacing myself rather.
Oh, it's not dead if I miss ball.
And to be fair, with Laura and with Saboom, they have to, in order to even make these runs work at all, they are also pacing themselves. It's not like they're just completely balls to the wall. And we're just saying, like, comparing runners, it's like one, you can see that it's one more so than the other for some people. And that's not a compliment, it's not a diss, it just is what it is.
At best, we can be like 3.375, which is really low.
And just for this run also, you know, she could do another run or wake up tomorrow and then her gameplay is like, you know, way different. That happens, you know, so don't take it like, you know, oh, okay, she's always like this either.
What? I've never been flopped off like that.
Yeah, that was so bullshit. That flop was actual bullshit.
Ooh.
Ooh, I'm not liking her reaction here, I gotta be honest. She needs to shut the fuck up. Yeah, because see what's happening is the accidents are multiplying, which is a really easy thing to happen in this game in her defense. But the fucking that fucks you up like way more than like the actual initial mistake. It's easy for me to say, like, sitting back and watching. Obviously, I've been there. I do that too, you know, like I'm not perfect in that sense. Nah, that was a beautiful, beautiful damage abuse there, and nice double. I came up with that double, by the way. I always got to be petty and to point out whenever I came up with something.
It's not a terrible pace. It's still like a 22:15. This is still absolutely perfectly reckable. The
Yeah.
only problem is the gem.
You know, I see the, like,
You lose a lot of time in that blowhard though. That's really unfortunate.
this is reminding me so much of like my grind yesterday, and I've had so many days like this where it's like, I mean, look at her fucking eyebrows. She's like, oh, you know, like this run is getting her like, you know, a little stressed. You know, I think that's totally fair to say. Like she's definitely a little bit like, oh, you know, think about how the run started versus how it is now.
So let's make that happen.
And again, it's not to say that like, oh, this is wrong that she's stressed or anything. I'm not trying to like critique like, oh, that's bad. I'm just observing that that's what's happening. That sometimes pressure and stress like this can make you play better. I'm not saying it's like objectively like bad or anything. Oh, no flame charge? Come on. Pussy.
One of those greens didn't pick up.
Look, I fucking, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
So yeah, obviously I think that I will say that the actual reactions themselves are a little and it comes as a result of taking the run seriously, you know. And I do the same fucking I'm the same way. I'll take runs way too seriously. Now then I have to have a day like today where I'm like, okay, we're not gonna take it so seriously. It's like we go back and forth. Like that's just like humanity right there, you know. But you can just see it. You can just see like the fucking. As a viewer, I love it with speedrunning because as a viewer, you can feel the intensity of a run, of a run, especially when the face cam and the mic is there. You can feel every little piece of stress that she's feeling, you know. And this run isn't even that fucking crazy. I mean, she knows, like, this run isn't that crazy, but it's just one of those days where she's taking it really seriously. And it's not a good or a bad thing, it just is what it is. It could be a bad thing for your emotional health, I'll say that much, but, you know. And then again, getting back to the reactions to like mistakes, it can affect like, you know, make you overreact to mistakes, you know, as well. So that's another bad thing. But then on the flip side, it can make you focus harder and really try to like optimize and push movement more. So that's a good thing. So it's just it's a mixed bag.
Need to make sure to get like pretty much all of the gems.
I do appreciate that she's not taking it so seriously to where she's not talking at all. Because a lot of speedrunners will do that too. On a decent run, they'll just, okay, I'm done talking, I'm done looking at chat type of thing. And she might get to that point also, I'm not sure.
Pretty good RNG.
So it's not like that extreme, like as perhaps I'm making it seem.
Unfortunately, RNG is of the essence here. So let's do this.
But she looks amazing. Oh shit! I almost knocked over my fucking glass. If there's one thing I can say, is that Spyro runners are fucking sexy. That's one thing I can say for sure. Nice double. That's a hard double flame charge. It might be easier in any percent, but I never get that double flame charge in 120. Beautiful collection here. And with the fucking flame charge on the boar as well. Very nice. Surprised she didn't go for the guy behind the boar. I thought that guy had a 5.
Okay, yeah. They can charge early.
Oh, it's just a green.
One blue's not gonna kill us.
What's the gem count you want after Metalhead? Nice. Good enemy AI here. This is one of those sections where, yes, you can manipulate the direction that those boars go and like the frogs and stuff. Yeah, technically you can manipulate that, but it's like, it's so like precise that practically speaking, you're gonna get different like, you know, enemy pathing there a lot in most runs. So that was particularly good enemies there. This bottom section can go a lot of different ways, so I think that went pretty well if I were to venture a guess. 5125 is what Laura goes for. Okay. Coming out of Metalhead, and I ask that because that's pretty much like that's probably the most important gem check of the run, is to know like what you need to do in Dreamweavers, basically. But her ideal gem count is gonna be 5125. I remember for me, I shot for more like 52. Now she says that number. I think I remember I used to shoot for like 5200.
Double flame on those fountains.
In general, my runs, as well as older runs from before my time, we would shoot for higher gem counts in the end game. I'm not saying we would always get them, but just in general. But I might be misremembering that. Again, I'm very old. Please have mercy on me. If anything I say is inaccurate, I'm confident that, you know, Laura or someone will correct me.
Alright, no time save. But we are now -4 on gems.
She got a good game face, you know?
-2.
She's got the, when she's like really gaming, she's got that face like she's looking at a baby like accidentally like shitting without its diaper on, you know? She's like, no, it's like that face that's like, no, don't do that. It's like that kind of face. It's like watching your cat piss on the fucking rug or something. She's got that face when she's gaming really hard.
Annoying.
It's like not surprise, but just like it's like the instant negative acceptance, you know? It's like that face. Not saying she is negative, it's just like it's a funny face. Very nice. Now she could have gone for a faster strat there. Okay, I'm just kidding. God, if only someone could make a YouTube short explaining all the different strats you could do to get to this island. I guess it'll never happen. That, she was not happy with that. She's looking like... Tell me it's not like the fucking, like, disappointment face, right? It's fucking tight. And by the way, I'm sure I make like some dumbass fucking faces. I know I stick my tongue out sometimes.
Oh man. Okay, come on, pull it together.
Didn't that hat used to have a dog on it? Like have like it's like the merch or whatever. Did she just erase the dog from her hat? Oh, it's a new one? Oh, okay. Now, oh, she almost got the double there. Very nice. I'm really bad at hitting that first. I usually do the other thing where I hit the second one. I'm really bad at hitting that first one. I've been really bad at doing this trick in general. I've lost a bunch of runs to it recently.
Just have a good metalhead and we'll be fine.
This metalhead is something. Let's see. Beautiful turning to the right. Great, like, turn to the right there. In general, at the Beastmaker's level, you turn to the right as you enter the... You hit the far part of the portal to make the camera touch it more early. Okay, she's gonna go for the out of bounds here.
No.
Absolutely, just completely whiffing him. Oh, going for it again. Oh, nice! Nice! I've never gotten a backup. I've never gotten the backup like that. That's really sick. That's actually super impressive to me. Nice charge down as well.
I don't think this is
that's not an easy charge down to do. It's easy to bonk at several points during that. Okay, not going... Okay, interesting. I remember, I think I would still go for like the early flame there. Like in 120. Surely what she does is faster at the cost of like the 2 reds, which is probably worth it. Depending on the gem count, of course.
Yeah, this pace isn't actually anything extraordinary anymore.
Ash made it real hard, but I mean, I thought the goal was 37:30. I mean, not to make it like sound like, well, I thought, you know. I mean, Ash didn't do anything, right? I mean, it's still the same game. Like, what the fuck? You're comparing. This is my thing about comparing to world record, is it like changes the game for you from some outside force for no fucking reason. This is why I don't like to compare to world record, because of that exact feeling. It's like, oh, well, this person got a good or the record's really good, so that made it hard in my current run. It's like, no, it didn't. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's officially tied with record right now, like roughly, if I play to the rest of my splits the same. But fuck.
See, it hurts. Dude, when you're on a good pace, this was me the other day when I had my near 120. It's like, man, every bonk just hurts your soul. Bonks on good paces are like literally just like probably one of the hardest things to deal with in Spyro speedrunning.
Didn't get the blue.
Didn't get the blue? I thought it did. That didn't get the blue? Well, I guess not. Her face.
That's why I always slow down, man. Oh. What the fuck, Sparks? That's a part I really need.
Ooh. Remix.
I need to have the best jocks the world's ever fucking seen, dude.
Oh my god. Dude, I'm so happy that, like, when she's talking about world record, that she's not talking about my run anymore. That makes me so happy. You guys have no idea. It's like Ash and Laura can have their, like, little thing now where they're like, oh, I'm ahead of world record, I'm behind world record, and I'm not over there like, okay, can we shut up about world record? It's like, yeah, you guys keep talking about world record. That's great. Like,
Yeah, I thought I was Matt, but plans, scheduling, awkward.
Dude, the amount of times Laura went in the Spyro Discord being like, I was like 15 seconds ahead of world record coming out of Jock. It's like, I lost 15 seconds in fucking Mama Proxy. Like, but obviously, if I say that, I look like a dick, so I'm just saying it on my own stream, where no one can defend themselves. Anyways, point being is I like not having the best run in this category. It's nice. People actually want me to come back and like beat these records. Like, no, bitch. I'm not saying I can't. I'm just saying like, I don't want to. You want to like recreate? You guys just don't understand. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you guys can't see it from my perspective. That's cool. Train pretty far ahead there, barely catching the bridge strat there.
Okay.
The key to getting the bridge strat is actually being a little bit faster on those last helicopter guys. You can be faster on the helicopter guys than you think at the very end. That's a little tip.
We might be able to wreck it by a very thin margin.
I express my perspective well. Pfft. Bro, that's why I'm the top Spyro speedrunning reactor on YouTube, baby. Drop a like and a sub. Hey, man, thanks ExpressVPN for being my first sponsor on my last video. Made 50 bucks. Yeah, boy. I'm rich, baby. Okay, hold on. Wait, I have to watch. This is important. So Ash did very little cleanup here. Laura is going further than Ash did. Ash did not kill those last two guys. Costing maybe 2 or 3 seconds. Recovering maybe 15 gems, roughly, I think. Exactly, perhaps. So Laura losing time to Ash's Jock. Ash being over-gemmed. Laura being under-gemmed. She was roughly even with Record, I remember she said at one point. So she's probably slipping behind Record at this point, I would imagine.
No, dude.
Yeah, definitely. That shit is bullshit, that was not her fault. That's just the game. That you can get fucked there for no reason, basically. You have to perfectly jump so that like Spyro's perfectly in the middle so he gets pushed. Because the enemies push you off to the side. The enemies push you off to the side and the platform's barely big enough to hold the enemy, so you have to hit the enemy perfectly in the center. And fucking annoyingly in 120%, you have to do like one of those jumps like blind. It's so bullshit.
Fucking blowhard. It's PBable, I guess.
She is so pissed. She was like, oh yeah, whatever, fuck this game, you know, type energy. Okay. Okay, I like that. This is the stuff that dreams are made out of. Now, I do know one thing about this run is that her rat was very unique. It's unlike a typical rat proxy, so pay close attention here. I'm pretty sure the way she does rat here, I've never done before in my life.
So I guess I'll just hit turnaround rat.
Listen closely. Hold on, I'll go back just so I can hear what the fuck you were saying.
Fucking hit turnaround rat.
Oh, so she was talking about the rat that she gets. That's so funny. Yeah, she was talking about like this weird version of rat before she even like got it. That's actually insane. Yeah. So so sick, dude. So fucking sick, man. Holy, who's got the better pog? Who's got the better pog? Hold on. Laura's got the best pog in the game. I never thought I'd say it, but I gotta give it up to Laura. Laura's got the best pog face I've ever seen. She's got it, yeah. That's why her channel's doing so good, man. I love that she didn't say anything, by the way, after getting that. I always thought it was cringe, like the shit I said after getting my like world record rat. Like, shut the fuck up! She knows. I think she subconsciously knows that that shit's cringe. It's not that she didn't want to say anything, it's just she doesn't want to be cringe. She just wants to pog, which I think that's fucking ballin'. But yeah, so the rat she did was called Turnaround Rat, where she doesn't go on top of Nork Cove. She just turns around while getting the proxy, which is, it's not like impossible, but it's like definitely like a weirder version of the trick. It's just fucking badass. Saves like 2 or 3 seconds, which got her record.
World record.
Yeah, fuck you! Wait, fuck who? What'd she say?
That one's for the haters.
For the haters! Yeah, the fucking haters that don't even exist. Fuck them. I say that same shit too. Fucking haters everywhere that don't even exist. These. So, in conclusion, I think fucking this run was sick. I enjoyed watching this, and I don't mean to, I mean, like, look, I reacted to Ashes recently, so I have to compare them. To me, this was just a much more fun watch than Ashes, but with that said, this is only a second faster, okay? So let's not get all like, oh, Laura's the real queen, or Ashes the goat, or fucking either one of them can take it back, fucking put down an even crazier run tomorrow, or in a few months. It could to easily take either of those times. It's just like flip the coin and see what happens. But yeah, this was actually a genuinely real fun watch for me. Laura, especially for me, like having, you know, known Laura and seeing her like kind of uprising through Spyro speedrunning and streaming and stuff is, I think I can say definitively now that Laura is like justifiably like a fucking Spyro streaming legend, like an actual, like fucking just genuinely great streamer, like with an individual fucking style or whatever. And yeah, I'm so proud of her. This run, I think, more than anything, more than the fucking game, to me, is just an example of how Laura has just totally come into herself. That sounded really wrong, but you know what I mean. Fuck, man, I think I need to go come into myself. Hold on, I'll be right back. No, but thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. If you're on YouTube, type a letter Z in the comments if you made it to the very end of this video. We're going to use the end of the alphabet. I heart every letter Z in the comments. But either way, oh, and shouts to Ash in the comments as well, in the Twitch chat as well. Be sure to check out both of their channels. These are both the two people that are actually pushing this category further than I ever will. I'm Mr. 120. This is Laura. That was Ash up over there in the fucking chat. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for being cute, and chuggers in the chat. See you then. Peace.